You know what I mean? I know it's been a while. Um, Happy to go live and talk, you know what I mean, about what's been going on with the NBA All-Star game and stuff like that. Um, Very excited for the second half of the season to start. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great rest of the year, playoffs. I'm happy it's all coming. We got Ben Simmons debuting with the Nets soon. We got Kyrie Irving potentially coming back. You know what I mean? After the mayor today said the mandate would be lifted soon for Kyrie to play in home games. So there's a lot happening here. And then obviously all the LeBron James drama that's been happening, all the reports, leaks. Man, there's a lot going on here, man. James Harden is expected to make his debut with the Philadelphia 76ers on Friday against Minnesota. I believe that's who they play. So there's a lot happening here, man. And the first thing I want to talk about is the All Star weekend, right? That was a great All Star weekend. Steph Curry went ballistic in the All Star game, 50 points. The top 75 ceremony was cool. A lot of legends there. MJ, Dennis Rodman was funny. Charles Barkley was there. Shaq was there. Um, what's going on, Packers GOAT? There was a lot happening with that ceremony, man. It was a great ceremony. You know what I mean? LeBron and MJ embraced. MJ got a louder, I guess, stand ovation than LeBron did in Cleveland. You know what I mean? That was kind of interesting. Um, so, the All Star weekend was very exciting. But obviously, um, do I think the Bucks are contenders? Yeah, the Bucks are contenders. They just won the title, so obviously they're contenders. Even though I don't see the same passion and hunger as I saw last year from them. You know what I mean? They look like they're, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say content, but it looks like they're kind of coasting, and that's not good. You know what I mean? Because the Milwaukee Bucks, I think against over 500 teams this season, have a losing record. You know what I mean? Against teams that are top six in the conference, over 500. Um, I think I saw somebody say that they have a losing record. You know what I mean? I didn't look it up, so I don't know for sure, but that's alarming, man. So right now, if it's ended today, they would play Cleveland in the first round. Now, do I think they would beat Cleveland? Yeah, because the Bucks have more experience than Cleveland. The Cavs are a young team, but I mean, do I believe the Cavs can win two games against the Bucks? I believe they can. I mean, the Cavs are good. Um, but yeah, the Bucks are still contenders. Um, Thoughts on the Celtics, man? The Celtics are balling. We finally got a good point guard in Derek White, and that's paying dividends. Um, but that loss to the Pistons was really bad, man. They get a bounce back game tomorrow, hopefully against Brooklyn. I mean, we just beat Brooklyn by 35, I think, the other week. We played them again. Obviously, they have Drummond and Curry, so that'll be a tough task trying to stop them guys. But I believe the Celtics will be fine. I mean, the defense they play, um, Tatum and Brown are taking leaps. I think the Celtics are going to be a great contender in the Eastern Conference. Um, but the Lakers, man, I want to talk about the Lakers because there's a lot going on here. I mean, Bucks, yeah, they would. And the games that the Bucks and Celtics have played against each other this year, they've been thrilling games. Like every game they've played this year has came down to the wire. You know what I mean? It's really good games. Celtics are scary, man. Um, I just love the defense we play, man. You know what I mean? We play great defense. Um, man, I love how hard the Celtics are playing. You know what I mean? On both sides, man. They're dialed in, they're locked in. But like I said, man, you're only as good as your last game. You know what I mean? And that's my mentality with the Celtics. And against Detroit, we just weren't good enough. You know what I mean? We didn't play well, and we need to bounce back because that was a terrible loss. I'm sorry, can't coming on a 9-game losing streak. Can't lose to the Pistons, man. You know what I mean? That was a brutal loss. Do I believe Memphis can come out of the West? And I was going to make a point about that Packers GOAT. I still have the Phoenix Suns as my favorite, and here's why. The Suns are a deep team. They're excellent on. They're excellent at everything, man. Rim protection, they're great. 3-point shooting, they're great. Playmaking, they're great. They have everything they need. As far as I'm concerned, I think they should be the favorite to win it all. But Memphis is a good team. The only thing that scares me about Memphis, they don't have that veteran. I mean, Steven Adams is good. He's been to the Western Conference Finals before, you know what I mean? So that's not a bad player to have on your team. But I just don't think they have that veteran yet. You know what I mean? I just think they need another piece. And I actually believe the Chris Paul injury for Phoenix, I believe that can help them, actually. Because you're going to get them other guys more experience. You know what I mean? You're going to get Cam Payne. You're going to get Alfred Payton. You're going to get guys like that, Aaron Holiday, guys like that could step up. You know what I mean? And they'll have confidence going to the playoffs when they're needed to step up in a big game. You know what I mean? So I believe this Chris Paul injury can actually be a good thing. You know what I mean? For the other guys on the roster, make everybody else step up and make them do more. You know what I mean? That'll help them down the line. In a 7-game series, Nuggets or Grizzlies, if Murray and Porter are healthy, Denver. If Murray and Porter ain't playing, Memphis. That's my mentality. Take out Porter. If it's just Murray and Jokic, that series is going 7. It's going 7 games, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But if you add Michael Porter to that, I think Denver is slightly better than Memphis. Slightly. But if Murray and Porter ain't there, then I'll have to rule Memphis in probably 6, to be honest with you, right now. And then, let's talk here. I want to talk about the Lakers real quick. I'll get this out of the way. I ain't going to spend too much time on it because they're not a relevant team. LeBron made a lot of noise this All-Star weekend. You know what I mean? He said he would be open to going back to Cleveland one day. He said he wants to play with his son. And listen, man, LeBron wants out of L.A., man. You know what I mean? He don't want to be on the Lakers anymore as far as I'm concerned. It's pretty clear, you know what I mean, based off all the quotes he's been spewing out there. He doesn't want to be a part of the Lakers, man. And I think it's his fault. I think the Lakers season, I'm putting 90% of the blame on LeBron James, right? And here's why. Because LeBron James was the one that wanted Russell Westbrook. He's the one that wanted to put together this Lakers roster. He signed off on each and every player on the Lakers roster. You know what I mean? He was the one that signed off on everything with the Lakers, man. He wanted Westbrook when Rob Pelinka had deals on the table to get DeMar DeRozan and Buddy Hield. Not both of them, but one or the other. And then LeBron stepped in and said, I want Westbrook. You know what I mean? So that was LeBron's call. Rob Pelinka had no interest in Russell Westbrook. He didn't want to touch Russell Westbrook. But LeBron James made him do it. You know what I mean? So, see, LeBron, I just wish LeBron would hold himself more accountable. You know what I mean? I wish he would come out and say, yeah, that was my bad for wanting Russell Westbrook, instead of pointing fingers and blaming everybody else. You know what I mean? No, it's not everybody else. It's you. You're the one that wanted them. I think he's setting up his exit out of L.A. right now. I would be very surprised if he signed another contract with the Lakers. And quite frankly, if I'm the Lakers, I'm getting out of the AD LeBron business this offseason. I'm trading Anthony Davis. I'm getting what I can. I'm getting the highest. I'm taking the highest offer for Anthony Davis, right? And I'm thinking about trading LeBron James. And you're gonna say, what? Trade LeBron? Listen, he's leaving the Lakers. So if you're the Lakers, right? Why would you let LeBron leave for nothing? Why? Someone tell me in the chat or in the comment section. Why let LeBron James leave for nothing? Why? You know what I mean? Sit down with LeBron and say, look, our window's shut. This ain't working anymore. Give us a give us two or three teams that you would like to go to, and we'll make it happen. Because I'm telling you, man, it's not working. You know what I mean? They won a championship 2 years ago, and then they blew up that roster, added Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder, and all these other guys. That blew up in their face. And then this offseason was even worse by getting Russell Westbrook. Um, who else did they get? Kent Bazemore, DeAndre Jordan. You know what I mean? All these other guys, man. You know what I mean? The only really good move they made in the offseason was getting Malik Monk. Everything else was a disaster. You know what I mean? Carmelo Anthony, I like Melo. Great, he's been a great 3-point shooter for them this year. He's injured, and by the way, he can't play in defense. You know what I mean? He's been getting cooked on defense all year. Um, the Lakers are just a mess. Um, and quite frankly, as a Celtics fan, I ain't too mad about it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. But there's a lot of changes that needed there, that need to be there. Um, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's talk about Brooklyn. All right, Ben Simmons is coming back in a couple weeks. Durant's getting healthier, and then the New York mayor came out today and said that the mandate should be lifted in the next couple of weeks, and I think that's huge for Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Getting Kyrie Irving back in the fold to play home games, man, that's a huge boost for Brooklyn. You know what I mean? That'll give them a chance to get chemistry and to just build, man. You know what I mean? I believe come playoff time, if Brooklyn stays healthy and they're fully healthy, man. And then if they get Joe Harris back, that's going to be even scarier. You know what I mean? The Nets are for real, man. You know what I mean? They're much deeper. And as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? I think they got better in the Harden deal. You know what I mean? I think if you get a guy like Simmons who fits perfect with Durant and Kyrie, um, a knockdown 3-point sniper in Seth Curry, a great rebounder in Andre Drummond. Now you don't have to rely on a guy like Claxton, you know what I mean, who's young and inexperienced. Um, I believe that trade was a massive grand slam, not just a home run, but a grand slam for the Brooklyn Nets, man. And getting all them guys back, plus the bonus of Kyrie potentially coming back in home games soon, the Brooklyn Nets feel very, very good about where they're at right now. And then obviously, I almost forgot, they just signed Goran Dragic the other day, man. And look, Goran Dragic is done. He's washed up. If you watch him with the Raptors this season, he looked done. But Goran Dragic provides playoff experience. He provides veteran leadership. And really, that's what the Nets need. The Nets need a leader. And I believe Goran Dragic fills that role pretty good. Um, and I'll talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. James Harden's making his debut on Friday, from what I understand. And I believe they're playing Minnesota. Now, will Harden and Embiid work? I believe it will. You know what I mean? To start out, because they're going to be in a honeymoon period. You know what I mean? I believe they'll win games. They'll win a lot of them. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to hype them up. But at the end of the day, I don't trust James Harden, nor I trust Joel Embiid in the playoffs, right? Because I think everybody wants to talk about how badly Ben Simmons played in the playoffs, man. Joel Embiid played terrible against Atlanta, too. You know what I mean? Game 4 against Atlanta, he had 0 points in the second half. Game 5, he missed 2 free throws down the stretch, which no one talks about. And then Game 7, he turned the ball over a ton. Joel Embiid was awful against Atlanta. You know what I mean? He wasn't as bad as Ben Simmons was, but he wasn't, like, so much better. I'll just put it to you like that. He choked, too. And then, obviously, the biggest reason why I don't believe in the Philadelphia 76ers is Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers has a track record of having super teams and completely choking in the playoffs, man. I don't trust Doc Rivers at all. I believe this has the potential to be one of the biggest disasters in the history of the NBA. You know what I mean? James Harden's a playoff choke artist. Go look at his stats. They all go down. Doc Rivers is the most overrated coach in NBA history. You know what I mean? And that's just my opinion. Go look at all the 3-1 series leads he's blown, all the playoff series he's blown. It's pretty, honestly, it's pretty impressive with how many playoff series he's choked away in his career. Um, and then Joel Embiid, man, you know what I mean? They're relying on him so much right now. Like, is he going to run out of gas by the time the playoffs come? I think that's a legit question. Now, they got Thibault and Maxey, and that's great and all, but Thibault doesn't give you any offense. And Maxey, you know what I mean? Like, because Hart and Maxey can't really play together, I don't think. I think Maxey got to come off the bench for Philly, you know what I mean, for that to work. I just don't know if they can play together quite yet. But like I said, here's how I think it's gonna go. They're gonna win a lot of games the rest of the season. They'll win their first round series, and then in the second round, I see them going home in the second round or the third round because I don't trust Harden in the playoffs. I don't trust Doc Rivers in the playoffs, and Joel Embiid, as the season winds down, he always falls apart. You know what I mean? Whether it's physically or mentally, you know what I mean? He he always has a decline at this time of year. You know what I mean? Especially heading to the playoffs, man. So I don't trust Philly. You know what I mean? And that's my take on the Sixers. Um, and then out west, man, Golden State. I mean, they should be getting Draymond Green back soon. I believe the Warriors will be a good team in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to beat Phoenix. And quite frankly, I'm not even sure they're going to beat Memphis. You know what I mean? In the playoffs, man. Obviously, Steph and Clay. Clay has been playing pretty well lately. Steph Curry coming back to his normal form, it looks like, when he dropped 50 points in the All-Star game. So hopefully Curry can keep that up. But as of right now, I have the Golden State Warriors as the third best team in the West as of right now. I mean, that can always change. That can change in a heartbeat. But right now, I have Phoenix 1, I have Memphis 2, and I have Golden State 3. You know what I mean? I know the Warriors have all the experience in the world, but I've not liked what I've seen from them in the past couple of weeks. I'm not sold on Clay yet. You know what I mean? I think Clay's... I want Clay to succeed, man. I just don't know. You know what I mean? And then this Draymond Green injury, it looks like a very serious injury. Where are my top 3 players in the order, man? Man, that's tough, man. Especially this season. 3 best players this season. I'm gonna be unbiased. I'm not even gonna lie to you all, man. I'm gonna say before Durant got hurt, I think he was 1 before the injury. I think number 2 was Giannis. You know what I mean? I'll say Giannis. Giannis has been having a really good year. And then 3, man, I gotta go with Joel Embiid, man. Like, Joel Embiid was carrying that team. You know what I mean? That's why I'm nervous about Embiid in the playoffs, man. You know what I mean? He had to carry so much of a load all season long. The question that I have is, will he be worn down by the time the playoffs come? You know what I mean? But this year, they've probably been the 3 best players in the league this year. In my opinion. Durant before the injury, Giannis, and Embiid, in my opinion. So, yeah. Alright, well, a couple more topics to hit on. Did I miss anything? I don't believe I missed anything, man. So, yeah, man, I just want to go on live real quick, man. You know, just wanted to check back in. You know what I mean? Say hello, man, and talk about NBA, what happened there with the All-Star weekend, what to look forward to the rest of the year. I'll give you one more pick. I believe the MVP. Man, I don't know about the MVP. Jokic is carrying the Nuggets, man. Right now, I'd say the slight favorite right now might be Joel Embiid, but I don't know how much longer that's going to last since they got Harden. I think Luka can make a run, late season run at the MVP, kind of like Steph did last year when he almost came back and beat Jokic. Um, but man, I don't know, man. Shit, if I'm Memphis, trade for Beal. Man, what Memphis got going is special, man. You know what I mean? That team is really good. Um, but a veteran like Bradley Beal can definitely help them. But the veteran I'm talking about with Memphis, if I'm Memphis, I want a guy that's done it before. You know what I mean? Like, I like Bradley Beal, but Bradley Beal has never had that much success in the NBA. I want a guy, if I'm Memphis, that's had success. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, get a guy that's won titles. You know what I mean? Get a guy that's made deep playoff runs. You know what I mean? A guy like that. You know what I mean? Bradley Beal, he's a good scorer, but, you know, he would be, obviously, he's a star. You know what I mean? But I believe Memphis needs a veteran. I believe they need someone that's been there and done it before at the highest level. Um, that's what I believe they need. But my MVP right now, slightly Embiid. I think Luka can make a run at it, and I think Jokic is still firmly in the mix. Um, and then watch another name to watch for, Devin Booker. I'm just throwing that out there right now. If Devin Booker goes berserk while Chris Paul was injured, you'll start hearing his name more and more in the discussion, man. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys, man. Peace.